Hello guys, this is Krishni Jani. I'm expert Android trainer at Coach Kaksha, and today I'm going to tell you something about battery optimization and why it is necessary to focus on battery optimization as an Android developer. So as we all know that battery life is a topmost feature requested for mobile devices today. As we all know, there are hundreds and thousands of applications that we use every day, and but there is one which every user wants is to last the battery all day long. Application on Google Play Store that helps us to clear the memory and battery and to improve the battery life basically. So clearly there is a problem with the user's interface. So let's check where does the battery power on the mobile device go. So what happens when a screen is off? What will happen? It will dominate the power consumption, right? So what happens is there are CPUs and radios, there are background activities when screen is off, and when the screen is on, we are either surfing on internet, we are watching video, we are chatting, we are listening to music. uh, this happens when the screen is on. So what basically happens when screen is off, there are this background services running. For example, even if our screen is off, we get Gmail, we get emails in our email ID, we get messages like WhatsApp and all. This happens. So internet is also used. So eventually it is using the power, right? So we have some design principles that are given by Google. Google has provided some design techniques so that we can increase the battery life, right? So there are three main things: reduce, differ, and coalesce. So let's check these three things. First one is reduce. So what this mean is reduce all the background activities. In this, what will happen when user is not actively using his cell phone? Only developers can do, right? So when user is not using his cell phone, we'll just reduce the background activities. Next one is differ. That means that if there are many background activities that must be performed. So what we'll do is when device is on charger, that means when we are charging on mobile, only at that time our background activities will be performed, right? So when mobile is on charger and background activity is running, it will not cost the battery. And the last one, this is the best one, it is coalesce. That means if it cannot be deferred, right? So there are many background activities that cannot be deferred also. So what we need to do is we need to batch all those background activities, that is call as it, with other background activities to reduce the wake up overhead, right? So there are cases where you can get rid of background activities. So you should use Job Scheduler API. This API is provided by Google. This API will batch all the services of Android, not only a single not only a single application, but all the other applications background activity will be batched together. So that is the important thing. Also, uh, sometimes what happens is Android mobile will go to high power state, and we need there is a need to fix time to wake up the device. So what happens? The more the application batch their background activities, so the more efficient the system becomes. So these are the features that are given in Marshmallow version last year. So The first feature is called as that is DOS timeline. That is when device is stationary and the screen is off. So this is the first stage of DOS. This will occur, right? So let's see the DOS timeline. This is DOS timeline. When the DOS will happen, there will be no wake locks, there will be no network access, there will be no job or synchronized syncs deferred, there will be no alarm deferred, and no Wi-Fi scans or GPS scan. So this all will be blocked, right? So when device is stationary and screen is off, this will be not working. This will be deferred until next maintenance window. So there will be a cycle of DOS and maintenance window. So we'll see what is maintenance window. This window is a thing where all the background activities will get batched. So there is a need to balance a battery life and users content that needs to get refreshed. And after that, we have app standby. So what is app standby? For example, we have app in foreground services, or app has notification on screen, lock screen, or app is explicitly launched by user, right? So apps are, first one is apps unused after some time, and after that app will go to standby. So what this means? This means that app will lose its network access, right? So here comes a question, like what will happen if your app is on standby, and whether you will get any messages or not. So it does not mean that you will not receive any messages or internet video calls or any calls. So for that, Google has again provided us some techniques for optimization of those and app standby, right? So why we need to optimize DOS and standby. First reason is, if you plug in the device and app is on DOS timeline, app is still not working, and then it will go to standby. So next, network access is deferred. So we need to optimize DOS and app standby. So first thing that has been provided by Google for Android developers is using high priority GCM. Now it is FCM, that is Firebase Cloud Messaging. We use this, right? So this push messages will, what this will do is, it will grant apps. That means it will give the network access. So even if our even if our phone is stationary, we'll get the messages. This is because of GCM and FCM. And there are many, why we need FCM and GCM is, there are many use cases where we need immediate notification to user. So this is necessary. And also in FCM, the messages are batched. So, but now comes the thing that devices that don't use Google Play services, in those devices, app standby will be disabled. So what happens is, for those phones also, we need FCM or alternative cloud push message service. So clearly, DOS and app standby seems to work, but this cases make sense when I'm not using my device, or apps that are not active on my device. So most of the time device is not stationary, and we have device in our hand or in our pocket. So now here comes a question, like if my device is on DOS mode, whether my music will stop playing. So for that, we have foreground services, like for use cases like music playback, even though the device is on doors, you can still play the music. The next one is alarms will get deferred. We have alarm APIs. We use it that gets called in window. Also for alarms that need to trigger while device is indoors. And this one whitelist is important one, because what happens is user can add application to whitelist, where application will exempt from those and app standby. It will still be running. So this was about optimizing the DOS and app standby. Now Android, when Android N was released, DOS is extended. So let's see how this is going to work again. Now again you need to think of background activity. Suppose there is a background activity running, and then you turn the screen off, and also it is not on charging. So again lighter DOS come into picture. So here from Android N version, what happens is, first one, when DOS happens, there are only two things. That is no network access, and jobs and things are deferred. So this will be restricted only up till next maintenance window. So this will be balancing battery life with the fresh content. So whenever your phone is on DOS, you will, after when you turn your screen on, you will get the fresh content. Also, this will come to an end when you plug in the device, or when you put your phone on charging. So this was all about battery optimization, and this points need to be taken into consideration while building any logic for your application.